UFC fighters have explained just how scary Max Holloway really is. From setting the record for the most significant strikes landed in a UFC fight, to knocking out cold one of the sturdiest chins in the sport, Max Holloway has solidified his legacy as a true BMF, whose amplitude for violence is through the roof, and whose legacy is GOATed, according to UFC President Dana White.
And Max Holloway, always a big fan favorite, probably the greatest featherweight of all time.
It's a massive statement from Dana, considering the fact that Holloway has lost to consensus GOAT Alex Volkanovski 3 times. And what's more interesting is that these comments were made just days before Holloway absolutely brutalized Justin Gaethje in their BMF title fight at UFC 300, which was the biggest holy shit moment of all time, according to Dana.
I sell holy shit moments for a living, right? That was the ultimate holy shit moment of all time.
Dana is certainly high on Holloway these days.
Is he f***ing awesome?
But not long ago, many thought that Max was past his prime and that his time at the top was over after he lost to Alex Volkanovski 3 times. Volk thinks otherwise, and this is what he had to say after Holloway's UFC 300 win over Gaethje.
Max was even winning them exchanges and then just goes boom, lights out. Did not see that coming. I was expecting him to win, but not like that. So you will see, as everyone would have been, absolutely blown away. Incredible performance. But yeah, like I said, Max has never lost it. You know, a lot of people, even with our fights, you know, after our fights, even after the last one, you know, oh yeah, Max, as if Max was done and dusted. I'm like, no, that's not the case at all. Like he's always been that good, and you've just seen that once again.
Now, Volkanovski isn't the only guy who thinks that the best is blessed. Daniel Cormier thinks Holloway is the perfect example of how to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
All the fighters said Max Holloway, while the pundits say Justin Gaethje. The fighters said Max Holloway. Chael, watching Max Holloway in there, it was never more clear that you cannot let him get into his rhythm. Max Holloway, when he gets into his rhythm, he is a handful. We have seen him make guys like the Korean Zombie, Brian Ortega. We have seen him make Jose Aldo, and now Justin Gaethje. We made them all seem normal. These are not normal athletes. These are assassins. This guy was floating, man. He was so free of any worry. He was so free of any concern. He was allowed to just go out and do the thing that he loves to do more than anything in the world, and that's fight.
And where is the lie? When Max Holloway is in his zone, he's the best fighter in the world, and the way he destroyed Justin Gaethje is bad news for lightweights, including Islam Makhachev. The accuracy, the chin, these could help Max become a 2-division champion down the road, according to Michael Bisping.
He's just knocked out Justin Gaethje. He's in a position to defend the BMF belt. He's in a position to challenge Islam Makhachev, potentially. He's also in a position to get a rematch with Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor has a victory over him. Don't tell me Conor McGregor's not looking at that BMF belt. And we know Conor's coming back. We'll get to that in another show, right? There's a potential for that there. He has just flipped the script, comes up to 185. He looks big, he looks accurate. The chin, I mean, the man's never been dropped.
Holloway is an absolute monster inside the cage. He's a high-volume striker, he's extremely fast and accurate, and has a granite chin that nobody has been able to crack. But more than anything else, he always shows a better version of himself every time he steps inside the octagon.
He's just this guy that, like, I knew he was really good, and then he kept getting better and kept getting better. I'm like, where's the ceiling on this guy? And then you saw in the Aldo fight, when he beat Aldo the first time, and then the second time. And the second time, you're like, Jesus Christ. Like, you really don't know how good a guy is. Like, you see them in a fight, and you go, wow, he's really good. But then you don't see him for a while, and you're like, is he better? Has he slipped? Is he training hard? Like, where is he at? Like, you don't know until you see him again. And then when I saw him in that second Aldo fight, I'm like, Jesus, he's so much better than he was before. Yeah. He yelled at the end of the first round. He looked over at us, and he goes, the man's tired! Like, at the end of the first round, I was like, Jesus.
Holloway is definitely one of the finest talents the world of MMA has ever seen, and now that he's entering his prime as a fighter, the sky is truly the limit for him, according to Khabib Nurmagomedov, who believes the Hawaiian has all the skills and charisma to be the greatest of all time.
When we look at Max, he's not old, but he has a lot of fight in UFC. But how old? 28, 29? Something so, like this. Yeah. And I think his prime time is coming. It's not come yet. I think maybe this year or maybe next year is gonna be his prime time. I believe he have potential, be more great fighter than he was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
It was his best performance, but in the future he have a couple years, to showing and become maybe best fighter of all time.
Those are massive words coming out of Khabib's mouth because the guy has very high standards, and if he thinks Holloway can become the greatest of all time, then he sure as hell can. The inaugural BMF champion who thinks Holloway is everything a BMF should be.
So awesome that Max has it right now. Like, I couldn't think of a better.
He is the guy, right? He is that guy.
What are you
thinking? What are you thinking when you see this? He's winning the fight. He's up 4 rounds to none. It's done. He could have just walked around like this. He says, "Let's go right now, me and you."
That's a BMF. And he understands the code of the BMF. Like,
yeah,
one of us here gotta be no longer on their feet when this bell rings, man. It's the greatest thing ever. And after going through that battle, and like you said, he's up. Worst case scenario, 3-2. But he can clearly win the fight in my book. Gaethje had some moments, but he was never like controlling winning the fight. So for him to do that at little point, when that dude points to the ground, where become an Olympic track sprinter. Do the opposite. Don't engage. Man, he's everybody's favorite fighter. He's all fighters' favorite fighter. I've always loved Max.
Who would have thought that Max, a guy who's often trolled for having little to no power in his fists, would go on to brutally sleep a man who hasn't been slept by the likes of Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Michael Johnson, and Eddie Alvarez. Kamaru Usman certainly didn't see the fight playing out the way it did.
That is exactly what that title is about. Am I right or am I wrong? That's exactly what that title is about. We are BMFs. Let's meet in the center and let's go. And who would have ever bet that Justin Gaethje loses that type of fight? In the center, we're swinging. Who bets that Justin Gaethje loses? No one. I certainly did.
Even the man himself, Justin Gaethje, has admitted that the way Max fought at UFC 300 was something that he was not ready for.
Yeah, his movement was very, very good, man, and something I wasn't expecting. I think, he was definitely not slow. He was really fast. And yeah, I mean, again, it was just, me expecting something and getting something completely different was, such a testament to his game plan. It was awesome. He really sat back and, didn't get pulled into anything. He was really fast on his exits, and he was very fast when he closed the distance to those strikes. Something that none of us were ready for. And it was good.
And while Gaethje is an absolute monster, Holloway is the best boxer in the UFC, baby.
I'm the best boxer in UFC, baby! Oh my, the no-look right hand!
Just look at how Holloway is dodging all of those punches from Calvin Kattar without even looking at them. That's the highest level of swag, according to Laura Sanko.
Literally looked at the commentators and cracked Calvin Kattar right in the face without even looking. I have never seen someone reach that level of swag in a fight before. It was amazing.
Oh, he was.
Now, who's in a better position to explain just how good Holloway's boxing is than legendary boxing coach Teddy Atlas?
I didn't realize how versatile he was and what a complete package. I just thought of him as almost like a professional boxer. That he's so good at using his legs, controlling the ring, controlling range, boxing, jabbing, setting combinations up, throwing a large volume of punches, crisp punches. He can counter, he can time you. He can go on the mat with you. He can. Oh my God, this guy is the full package. He's the complete package. He is so freaking. He is so loaded.
Not only that, Atlas thinks that there's nobody in the fight game that can stand and trade shots with a fully loaded Holloway who's fighting at the peak of his powers.
I don't know if anyone is in the business that's better to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I know he's not as good a puncher maybe as some of the great strikers out there, but as far as overall abilities in all the areas, I mean, I don't know if anyone could really match him when it comes to striking.
Now, while the rest of the MMA world is singing praises of Holloway as they should, one guy in particular is trying his best to undermine Max's potential to send him to the shadow realm as well. That guy is UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria, who was more dazed than Gaethje in the immediate aftermath of Holloway's KO.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Once Topuria pulled himself together, he explained that it was his "I'm not impressed with your performance" face.
La verdad que estoy también súper contento porque acabamos de ver a Holloway ganar, así que acabo de realizar que voy a tener 2 cinturones en vez de 1. Así es, así es. A ver, lo vi bien, nada especial para serte honesto. Al final un juego de intercambio de golpes sin ninguna estrategia por detrás, solamente tirar golpes sin ninguna defensa, las manos abajo y pues eso puede pasar, pero eso nunca sucedería conmigo porque yo soy una persona que piensa dentro del octógono, ¿no? Y él, la verdad que durante toda la semana ha hablado mucho, es lo normal, es lo que tiene que hacer, tiene que hablar, tiene que creerse como que es el mejor. No hay otra forma, ¿no? en este deporte, pero los resultados son claros. Lo que no pudo hacer él en 90 minutos, yo lo hice en 9, entonces él puede decir lo que quiera, pero que disfrute hoy y se prepare para lo que le viene, aunque puede hacer lo que sea, no va a poder cambiar el resultado.
Holloway will likely challenge Topuria for the 145-pound title next, and what a fight that would be. The hardest hitting featherweight versus the guy with the most strikes landed in the division. It doesn't get any better than that. Who do you think would win? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and check out another one here.